This is Greg Strange at the Institute of Directors with the latest in our series of IoD business vidcasts. And with me is the IoD Director General, Miles Templeman. Miles, business confidence could be better. I think that's probably the understatement for the month. And we've had all the grim news and bad tidings of the last couple of weeks. Is it as bad as the newspapers and the rest of the media have been making out?
I don't think so. I've been all over the country a lot the last few weeks, and particularly in the Midlands, the North and in Scotland, business confidence, although it's low, not all businesses are doing badly. Some are trading successfully. Obviously, property and financial services is where it really suffered. But elsewhere, not quite as bad as the press would have us believe.
The trouble about it is that's what people read, that's what people listen to, that's what people see on their screens. And in the end, doesn't the media almost contribute to the problem?
It can do. But I think the real area we need to talk about is financial services, where they have had a lot of impact. But there's a lot of talk about should bonuses, are they the cause of the problem, and should the government act in that area?
Well, should they?
I don't think so. I think city bonuses need to be transparent. They need to be more transparent. We need to understand why people are getting big rewards. And then the management, the shareholders, the non-executives where appropriate should say, are these rewards appropriate for the risk that's being taken, for the effort that's being made? The companies themselves and investors should control it, not the government.
And there is, of course, a tendency, whenever you go into a recession, for anyone who's doing well to be sort of pinpointed as either the problem or the cause of the problem. The same for windfall taxes as well.
Absolutely. We're strongly against that. Not only could it damage very important industries in an unfair way, but also it will discourage foreign investors from coming to the UK. We need a tax regime and a regulation regime that is seen to be fair, we agree with that, but not one that seems to come in with opportunistic taxes that is unpredictable, because otherwise major companies and investors will say the UK is not a safe place to invest.
We were talking to Graham Leach a couple of weeks ago and asking whether Britain had lost its bottle as far as business was concerned. You obviously think not.
Absolutely not. And a lot of businessmen I've seen around the country would confirm that. There's absolutely nothing to believe in that. But the financial sector has suffered. There needs to be an appraisal of, do we need new regulation? I hate to say we might do, but perhaps that's an area where, in a thoughtful way, new regulation is appropriate to try and avoid these problems happening again. But elsewhere in the economy, what we need is initiative, investment in the same way as we always did.